Hi there everybody and welcome back to my channel. I am Annie Sense, and if you're new here, welcome. So today I'll be doing my first haul video of 2022. So if you do like haul videos, declutters, perfume rotations, new releases, then this is the channel for you. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, give me a thumbs up, and let's chat in the comments. Okay, so now it's not really my first haul of 2022 because I did receive two of these fragrances very late last year. I think 30th, 31st. I was going to do a video, but it was just the two, so I was like, I'm in an RN, so yeah, just here we are. So before we sort of go, so I'm just going to go through some fragrances that I've already spoken about on my channel. So we'll go through those first, and then I'll go through the sort of fragrances that are really new to my collection. So the first one I'm going to show you, I did pick up a larger bottle of Scandal A Paris from Jean Paul Gaultier. It's pear, jasmine, and honey. I do feel that it's got the gardenia note of the original. I think I'm like halfway or less than halfway through my 30ml bottle, so I'm going to finish that definitely during my rotation. So once I finish that, I will just continue on with Scandal A Paris. I did pick up its older sister, and I've had some trials and tribulations, guys, trying to find a larger bottle of this fragrance. This is Scandal by Night. It's cherry, tuberose, a deeper version, and perfect for winter. So yeah, I'm currently so I'm nearly finished at my 30ml. So it's, less than half left. But look at the color. You can see how rich this is. I've had this for, I think, about 2 years or so, or less under that. You can see how rich the color is. So I did pick up that one. I did pick up, they were doing really good discount on this one. This is Chloé Nomad, the Eau de Toilette. I think I always go through cycles, but I think this is my favorite for now because I'm so much into spring fragrances at the moment. So yeah, so I have got a 50ml, which again is half done, and then I think I've got a little 30ml, which I think I've used quite a bit. So I might sell both of them and just stick with this because I think there's no point in having all three. Maybe I'll have a look at my 50ml, see if I can finish it off this year. But yeah, I do want to sort of sell my smaller bottles and just keep the big one. So that is that. And then the last one is this is Dolce & Gabbana. This is more of a backup bottle. This is Garden Coconut Fragrance. This I do have this in the 30ml, and I have more than half left. So yeah, this was just, I don't know if I think you can actually. Well, I saw it on a website, but I think they've had like 3 or 4 flankers after this one. So I saw it really cheap on All Beauty, so I just picked it up. Okay, so actually another fragrance that I have spoken about in my collection, but I had a travel size version of it. So I did eventually pick up the full size. I was going to pick it up a bit later on in the year, but I just couldn't resist. And it's the original Delena. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard all about it. It's rhubarb, rose scent with lychee, incense. I think there's some floral notes in that one. So yes, guys, I did pick up a larger bottle. I couldn't resist the discount. Okay, so let's get into the fragrances that are new into my collection. So just focusing on the last one that I spoke about in terms of Delena, I did pick up Atomic Rose. So let's talk about Atomic Rose. So the top notes are bergamot, pink pepper, and hedione, if that's how you say it. The heart notes are Bulgarian rose, Turkish rose, Egyptian jasmine, and then we have bourbon, vanilla, and ambroxan in the base. So when I first, when you first open it, you are reminded of Delena. Delena, the original for me, not the exclusive. You do get that sort of rose. It's definitely a rose fragrance. It's definitely, as people do say, like a darker sort of version of Delena. But it does have its own path, so I'm going to get into it. So for me, I find this to be a bit of a greener version of Delena. I don't even know if I want to say Delena, to be quite honest, but it's okay. Let's just make that comparison for now, right? So it's a darker version. Delena, it's greener for me. It's sharper, but sharper, almost like it has rose thorn in it. I do pick up, I don't know, it's really strange, but I do pick up like a guava note, guava, lychee type of note. What I would say as well is definitely unisex. Definitely unisex compared to Delena. Has a slight Middle Eastern vibe. This one does. I have worn it out, good for lasting, good, decent sillage, probably the same as similar lines as Delena, not as much as Delena exclusive. Like I have to spray more of this than I have to Delena exclusive. But let me just give you my opinion, just how I feel about it. Do you feel that was probably an expensive mistake? I mean, I did get this on discount. I do try to get these niche fragrances on discount. I'll just say I was just disappointed. I just have to be honest. And with my taste, it's not really me. Didn't really enjoy it when I wore it. I don't plan to declutter it. I'm just gonna persist with it, try and find some sort of combo, just basically try to make it work. But I think it's just not me. That's just it. It's not bad. It's not a bad scent, but I just think if you're going in with that mindset of like you love Delena, you love Delena exclusive, and this is the next step up, you might be disappointed. I think if you love sort of very sweet feminine fragrances, you might be disappointed. So do think about it. Don't make expensive mistakes. Hopefully this is my last expensive mistake, of 2021. So let's see, 2022 I don't make mistakes. I do still want to try more from the brand, but more of the easygoing fragrances. So we'll see. Just always on the hunt for discounts. So yeah, so this was a bit of a disappointing one for me. It's not, I don't hate it. I just can't get with it. It just doesn't feel like it's me. Okay, right. The next one is, what did I get with that? Oh, yes. And guys, there's a weird common theme with the fragrances that I added. Like they all have rose. It's centered around a rose, and it just happened like that. This is Rose's Vanille, from Mancera. So the top note is lemon. There's rose in the mid. There's vanilla, white musk, and cedarwood. I'm reading off Parfume. So I'm sure for Grantico, I think might have had different notes. So I'm not the biggest rose fan. But I just had an interest in rose vanilla fragrances. So I obviously picked up this one. So yeah. So I picked up this one and I put a slide. I picked up a sample of Rose Intense Cafe, Rose's Musk, and yes, the three of them smell very identical. I just don't think you need all, and I know I'm somebody, you know, I put my hands up. I do tend to buy fragrances that, you know, tend to smell the same, but these three smell very, 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 very similar. So anyway, so just quickly, I got this from Notino. It was literally I'm going for £40, like just before the new year. So I did pick up a bottle. So yeah, so this one is you know, it was I don't want to say it fell, but I was a bit disappointed a little bit. I do find the mask to be quite a lot, and I think with Mancera, I don't particularly like their mask, the way they do you know, whatever mask note it is that they use. This does, to me as well, smell very similar to Gentle Fluidity Gold, but obviously doesn't have. This one is much more better at performance longevity. With the MFK one, I like that one a bit more because it's it doesn't have that mask, so it's a little bit more cleaner. Just has a slight sort of fresh edge. But yeah, this one I haven't ever worn it on its own. I always layer it with something just because it just fell a little bit flat. And I think another thing I'm also learning about Mancera is I think these bottles just don't work for me. Only the pink bottles. I got a sample of Rose's Greedy that comes in a pink bottle. That one's actually quite nice. That's all right. But it does remind me of Juicy Couture, I think the original one, which I have in my declutter pile, so I feel like there's no point in getting that one. But yeah, I think with Mancera, whenever I come across these type of fragrance, Roses Vanille, Cocoa Vanille, I always have this expectation of how it's going to smell, and it just never quite works out. So yeah, those were quite disappointing buys. Let's move on. So I did pick up Delina La Rosee. Let me get the notes up for you. So again, you've got the famous lychee. You've got pear and bergamot at the top. The mid is rose, peony, aquatic flowers, and then the base you get woody notes, white musk, and vetiver. So this one I went through a little bit of an interesting experience with this one, to say the least. So first time I sprayed it, I got this huge burst of citrus. So the bergamot really stood out. The first time that I wore it, I tested it out. So I haven't worn this out fully. You've just, you know, tested it at home. So yes, introduced to that. Then I got some pear, you know, the pear sort of, you know, they're hiding, you know, peeping through the light. She started to come out. Then obviously the rose and the peony started coming out, and I was just like, oh, so I didn't get any resemblance to Delena from this one. So I was quite, you know, put back. I was taken aback. And then also I noticed the first time that I did spray this is that the projection was much more, maybe stronger. I don't know if that's the right word, but when I just read the reviews, watched videos, I was expecting this to be like an EDT, you know, very light, you know, like the Guerlain's Aqua Allegoria ranges. That's what I was expecting. So when I sprayed this and I was like, oh, you know, sort of hit me in the face. I was like, okay, it's not as light as I actually thought it would be. Second time, again, went through the whole citrus thing. Didn't get anything that resembled Delena. And yeah, what I also got in the first time, my first time testing it was like this Chloe. It reminded me of Chloe, but not the Chloe the original, but more one of the what's that range? It's not the Nomad, it's the Love Story. It reminded me of one of the Love Story. So again, I was a bit like, oh well, again, it was, you know, I did get it on discount. I think I got all the ones I've spoken about on discount. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna bear it. I'm just gonna rock it in the summer, layer it with something, and boom, boom, boom. Tried it the third time because, you know, I don't know how you guys are. You know, when you have a fragrance in it, you're like, I've got to keep just trying this. Then I was like, okay, finally, I sort of got a resemblance to Delena. That there's even it's even picked up a little bit of the powderiness. And then now I'm like really happy to have this in my collection now. So we went from a little bit of a fail to a success. I love the aquatic, you know, the aquatic notes. That I'm really into aquatic fragrances actually at the moment. I'm really feeling spring. Like I actually can't wait to wear a lot of my fragrances in spring. And also found it's like, you know, people say it's a watered down version of Delena. I don't agree with that personally. I do feel it has a little bit more depth than just being a watered down, and it's quite different enough actually to own. It's not too similar to the exclusive and the original. So, you know, if you find those two too heavy, too sweet, too powdery, this one might be for you. And I find that this has this sort of fleshy kind of, I don't know, fruitiness to it. Like if you think of the flesh of a fruit, that I picked that up in this as well. So yeah, beautiful spring scent. But I think I'll wear it in the summer. Delena original in the spring, La Rosee in the summer. Right, last one because I don't want the video to get too long. This is Oud Satin Mood. This one actually just came this week, and it was my scent for the day. Yes, I did wear it to work because, especially because you know, I see this with winter, so I'm wearing the winter one straight away, guys. So yes, and I suppose it'll give you, you know, more than just first impressions. Right, so the Oud Satin Mood, you know, Oud Satin Mood has violet, Bulgarian rose, Turkish rose absolute, oud, benzoin, amber, and vanilla. So this one does remind me of the Nina Ricci, the black bottle, the absolute. It does have the same sort of rose fragrance, but this one definitely, obviously, guys, has more depth to it, more character. You do pick up the violet, and I was actually scared of the violet note because violet for me can be hit and miss, but it's actually quite nice. The oud actually is not too bad. I was scared. I think the first time I sprayed it, when I tested it, I was like, ooh, overwhelmed. But then after that, it was okay. When I wore it to work. It wasn't too bad. I don't know, because obviously I had the virus. My nose, I just feel like I can smell the fragrances, but now I can't really tell in terms of, I don't know. But for me, because everybody says that this is a really strong fragrance, I just didn't feel it projected on me. So that again might be to do with my nose. You do get some vanilla. I think this is unisex. I hear a lot of females speaking about it. But yeah, I must say I'm not wowed with it. I'm happy that I did pick up just obviously, guys. Actually, I was only going to get the 35ml. John Lewis. If you're in the UK, John Lewis, they do the 35ml. I probably will layer it. I did layer it with Kiali Vanilla when I tested it at home. Yeah, it's okay, guys. Again, it's not a love. I'm not feeling special about it. I do prefer it more than Atomic Rose, though, to be honest. This one I feel like I can definitely work with. The oud is not too much. It's not a scary oud. In fact, I find Oud Bouquet a little bit more overpowering so far, anyway, than this. So yeah, I'll just wear it, rock it in the winter. Let's see. I do love the bottle, though. But yeah, sorry, yeah. Yeah, so it's more, and it does obviously have a Middle Eastern vibe. I thought for me the Nina Ricci one was a little bit, to me on my skin, it was rose water. That's pretty much what I got. But this one definitely has a lot of character, has a lot of depth. So if you really love that one and you want something, you want it with a little bit of a twist, then you go for that one. Go for this one. Right, guys, as I said, I don't want to keep the video too long. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your support, your comments. I hope to see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.